Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Destiny and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to go ahead and start working with the profile page. And we're going to be giving the users, or you're going to be giving users the opportunity to actually create a profile page, and they're going to do things like update profile pictures, set up full name, and do a lot of cool things. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. To make sure to drop a like, consider subscribing, as it really means the world to me. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now the first thing that we need to do is go ahead and open up our code editor, and in the models py user auth app, this one over here, this user auth app, open up your models py. Now we need to create a new model, and this one is going to be for profile. Now how do we do this? Simply create a class, and we should call it profile. You can call that whatever you want, and I'm going to pass in models.model over here. And the first thing that we need is what? Let's just say we need the user's full name, right? So it's totally up to you what you need, and for that I'm just gonna steal something over here, which is this full name, and I'm gonna paste it. It's exactly the same thing. So we also need the user bio. Now it's totally up to you whatever you want to do with it. I'm just gonna say null should be equal to true. Sometimes a user might not, want to fill in their profile info. Let's just say it's totally cool if you don't want to put your name or your bio. You just want to stick with your username and all that. It's not really necessary. Then that's when we should go ahead and do something like this. So I'm also going to say image should be equal to models.image field, and over here we should say upload underscore to, and I'm going to close this off. So let's say we want to upload to image, okay? Like a folder that's going to be created automatically, and it's going to be called image. So we have image, we have full name, we got bio, and okay, let's also say we need a phone, and a user already have an email. If they create an account with us, they have an email automatically. And okay, let's say verified. So I'm just going to pass in verified. So whenever this verified is ticked, then we're going to give a user like a verified badge, something like that. Okay, so I'm going to say active, no, default should be equal to false. So default should be false, as simple as that. Now we need to return a representation of an object, which is going to be this. I'm just going to say self the full name. Now this is pretty much a very short profile. You could play around with it, add in whatever you want, but these are just the fields that I need. And yeah, that should be it. Let's go ahead and install this in the admin. I'm going to open up my admin, and over here I should just call profile. And as usual, we could go ahead and extend this. I'm just gonna paste this over here, and instead of contact us admin, this one should be what? Profile admin. You guessed that right. So I'm gonna copy this profile admin thing. Let's just duplicate that and go ahead and paste this one over here and paste this one, but without the admin. Simple as that. So let's say also we need full name, we need what else? Okay, let's say we need the bio, and let's say we need the phone. Yeah, I think that should be it. That's pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and run server. So we're gonna say python manage.py make migrations, and also we're gonna say python manage.py migrate, and yeah, that's it. So finally let's run the server, and after running the server, we're gonna go ahead and refresh our admin page. And if you take a close look down here now, we should see another field called profile, as simple as that. So we can add profile for a user. Now this is the downside of what we wrote. Each user is supposed to have one profile. Does that make any sense? Destiny is supposed to have one profile. Another user is supposed to have one profile. But over here, there is not even any field that represents that this profile belongs to a user. So we need to add that. Now, how do we add that? Over here in the model, I'm just going to get down here. I'm going to say user should be equal to models.foreign key. And foreign key should simply go over to user model, which is this one that we created at the top. And I'm going to say on underscore delete should be equal to models.cascade. But there's just one more problem with this code. This is supposed to be a one-to-one field, because we want one user, one profile. We don't want one user to have many profiles, so that's why we want to use one-to-one field. Now what does on delete equal to models.cascade mean? It pretty much means that whenever a user gets deleted, we want to delete their profile, as simple as that. So when we've done this, I think that's pretty much what we want to do. Let's go ahead and run python manage.py make migrations, and also python manage.py. Okay, we need to satisfy that error. Then python manage.py make migrate. Hopefully you guys can see my terminal down here and it's not really small. Then I'm going to go ahead and run python manage.py run a server. Great. Now let's get back here and refresh. Now we should see one extra field being added. So now we could choose the person that owns this profile. I'm just going to fill all this in automatically, and this is Destiny's profile, of course. So I'm going to say Destiny Franks is the name. Then over here we're going to pass in that, and bio I'm just going to say software engineer or software developer or front-end engineer, whatever you want to pass in. And let's say he's not verified yet. So we go ahead and save this. Okay, it needs an image here. So I'm just gonna put in one of my images. Let me just scroll all the way down, 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 and I'm gonna choose this one, and I think that should be it. Let's go ahead and save this, and hopefully there's okay. As you can see, everything works perfectly well. So this is it. This is the image. It was uploaded well, I think. Yeah, this is the name, this is the bio, this is the phone, and this is the verified, you know, Boolean field that we're going to be working with later. So when we've done this, guys, we want to go ahead and display this this profile page on our site. So over here, remember, all users have got an accounts page, so we want to display it somewhere here. Okay, and how are we going to do that? You see, one thing that I'd like to do is go ahead and create another. I could create another tab like this that's going to be solely for just displaying the user profile. So let's go ahead and do that, and that's going to be quite tedious, but just follow along. Let's do it together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the dashboard. So I want to search for the dashboard HTML. That's it over there. And one thing that I could do is just come over here, and I could just steal this first one and, you know, just paste it over there. And instead of dashboard tab, I'm going to change all the dashboard for this one to profile. Okay, so it's all called dashboard, right? But I'm going to change it to profile. So I alter out the field, but this one I want it to be an uppercase P, just like that. And let's refresh this. I think we should have another one over here. That's pretty cool. But this one doesn't go to anywhere. As you can see, when we click on this one, it doesn't go to anywhere. It's only this one that comes to the dashboard. That's great. Now we could change this over here to I could change this to user, because I want to have a user image over there. That's pretty cool. So how do we create its own pane? Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get down here, and I want to collapse this one, just this one over here, and you can see this is another tab pane for something else. Now I'm gonna copy this one and I'm gonna paste it at the top over there, and this ID is dashboard, right? And this is dashboard tab. I'm gonna change it to profile and profile tab. As simple as that. Now guys, let's just change this hello this to profile. I'm just gonna say my profile. So my profile, and let's refresh this page. So this is not looking great. We got two of this on the same page. That doesn't make any sense, right? Now what I could do is, let me go ahead and collapse this again. I'm gonna collapse this one, and okay, you know what, let's just take a close look at this to make sure that there was no problem with this. This is ID is profile, this is dashboard. Okay, okay, yeah, that's it. We need to remove the show thing. Okay, actually I could just make that active and actually also pass in the show, then remove it for this one over here. So I'm gonna remove it for that one. Now let's refresh this page. Okay, there's still a problem. As you can see, it keeps showing two of them, but it's working now. Okay, it's not still working. It doesn't still get to the profile, so we need to still work with this a little bit. So active, show. Okay, this is the problem. We need to add in some quotes over there to go ahead and close that off. Now let's refresh this one more time. Refresh. If you come over here, let's see. This shows others. This shows profile. That's great. This shows profile. This shows dashboard. This shows others. This shows this. But why does it keep following itself in two places? That doesn't make any sense, right? Okay, what I could do is just go ahead and I'm gonna get rid of the active for now. So we get rid of the active, and let's collapse this and see what's gonna happen. So we should refresh this one more time. Okay, it doesn't even show anything. That means I need to add in active for one of this. I'm gonna say active for that one, and let's see. Could it be that I'm missing something? Okay, let's refresh this one more time. Okay, it shows my profile. For if I come over to order, it shows order. Let's refresh this one more time again. It shows my profile. It shows order. It shows track order. It shows dashboard. It shows this. It shows that. Okay, I think this is supposed to leave whenever we click on something else. So how do we do that? Okay, I think this one was a pretty obvious one. We had two active over here, and that doesn't make any sense. So we should get rid of one. Okay guys, what do you notice? It's working perfectly well. Okay, as you can see, we created a new tab pane. Now in this one, we're going to be displaying the profile. And how should we do that? So what we're going to do is we need to get back here to the first one, which is the profile, and we need to display it over here. But before we do this, we need to grab the profile in the views.py. I'm going to come over to the views.py and I'm going to open up customer dashboard. Remember, that's where we'll be working on the profiles or on the user dashboard from. So over here, I'm just going to say profile should be equal to, and I'm going to call this profile, but we need to import this obviously. But for now, I'm just going to say objects.get, then I'm going to say user should be equal to the logged in user. So we simply get the profile of whichever user that's logged in. Now I want to go ahead and import this, and from user.models we import profile. As simple as that. That should be working now. So over here, we need to pass in profile. Okay, so I'm going to pass in profile just like that. And I'm going to grab that profile keyword that we have over there, come over to the dashboard, and let's open this up. And my profile, that's great. Now, you know, I could just put a HR tag over here, or I could just say border button. So I could say border, okay, just like that. Now let's refresh this and see what we have. That's great. Now let's go ahead and change up all those texts that we got over here. Let's say we want to start with H3, which is the name, and for this one I could just say profile.name. It's called full name actually, full name pipe title, to make the first letter capitalized. Okay, we refresh, nothing is showing up. That's great. Do we have a profile yet? Yes, we have a profile for Destiny. Yeah, this is for Destiny. I'm going to open this up to confirm that. Okay, so why don't this show up? Profile.full name. Now I'm going to get back to the views py, and we click on this. It's actually connected to this. Profile.objects.get user should be equal to request.user. So there is a simple error that I'm sure we might be overlooking. Let's make sure that that's actually imported the profile. It's did. So let's see what's the problem. Okay, so we have all this now. It's not working. One thing, I'm gonna get back to the views.py. You know what? I'm gonna grab this profile that we got, and I'm simply gonna put it down here. So as usual, I'm just gonna put it down here, and I want to make sure that these names are actually correct, which they are actually. Now this, I should get rid of this, and firstly I just want to call the profile. Okay, I'm gonna call the profile. Let's see what we have. So there is a name error. Nice, we have an error. That's what I want. So it says name profile is not defined. That's great. So I'm gonna pass in profile I. Let's see if that's what happens also. Okay, seems this error is coming from line 382 in customer dashboard. So I'm gonna get back here, line 382. Let's open this up. Okay, let me just say user underscore profile. I know there's something I must be missing, but I don't know. I can't really tell what it is for now. Let's just see. I'm gonna paste this down here, and I'm gonna say let's print this to see what it's getting. So I'm gonna print user profile, and let's refresh this page again to see what we get in the terminal. So I'm gonna refresh this, and in the terminal, what does it say? So I want to add in the string. I'm gonna say user profile is, then over here let me just add in some random thing so I'll be able to identify it. So I'm just gonna add in hash. That doesn't really make any sense. You know, there's a lot of things showing up in the terminal, so I'm adding in the hash so I'll be able to recognize where that shows up from. Okay, so we scroll all the way to the top. I'm gonna hard refresh this page one more time. Okay guys, so as you can see over here, it says your profile is Destiny, but you know what, I'm gonna break up from the server and I want to run the server again. I think let's refresh this page. I'm gonna refresh again. Okay, as you can see, for now nothing is showing up over here, and that doesn't make any sense. I think if you look at our code over here, we wrote an if statement, and just over here we didn't end this off with an else, so it might be taking this to be the else, right? Now what we could do is just get here, and we're gonna say else. Then let's just say we want to print something, so I'm just gonna print error. You could print whatever you want. Now we have user profile, we have the same thing over here. Now let's simply get back here and call user profile dot full underscore name, and let's refresh this. Okay, that's great. That was the error. So as you can see now, it says Destiny Franks. That's great. So now we need to get back to the dashboard. Now let's change up all this. So I'm gonna start off with H4. This should be H4. You know, we could just pass in the name. If you want, you could say name, then pass this in. Actually, I'm gonna do that. Okay, so let's just come over here, and I'm gonna say name. You could put in a span tag. I'm gonna say name, then in this other span tag, I could put an input field. Then I could say the value should be, let's get back. So the value should be user profile dot full underscore name. I know this is not the best way to do this, but it's just to, you know, give you guys an idea of how this could be done. And card body, right? Let's give this I could give this a Desphixs, so they all stay on the same line. Let's see. Okay, as you can see, it stays on the same line, but that doesn't make sense. I would say align center. Okay, that didn't actually align to the center. Don't worry, we could write our own code to do that. So what I could do is this. For now, I'm gonna get rid of this Desphixs thing. Okay, you know what we're gonna do now? We don't really want to waste any time. For now, we should just get rid of this span name, and we should stick with the full name. Over here, we could, let's see if we could do something like this. Name, then we'll pass that in. Okay, yeah, that actually works. So you could even stick with that. It doesn't really mean anything. So over here, we could say name, then let's say bio, or instead of bio, yeah, let's just stick with bio. And over here, I'm gonna say full name dot bio. And this one was, there was another one called phone, right? So I'm gonna say username dot phone. Then what was the last one? Let's check out the model. So we got phone, bio, full name. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Then this last one is gonna be for the verified. Okay, so we could do that later. Okay, I could even just go ahead and do it now. I could just say if user underscore profile dot verified is equal to true, then over here we could just go ahead and pass in an I tag, and we'll say class FAS check, just like that. And let's refresh this page now. As you can see, these are all the things that we got. I could say MB2, and for each and every one of this, you know, we could give classes to them to space them out. So I could say class MB2 margin bottom 2, and okay, that got some space. That's great. Now over here, I'm just gonna open this up real quick, and let's verify this user, and we refresh this. Okay, it's like we misplaced, or we misspelled something. So I'm gonna get back here, copy the verified, and if this does verified, I'm gonna paste that. That's actually correct, and I'm gonna paste this FA-check. I'm gonna say verified. Okay, verified. Now let's refresh this. Okay, that, as you can see, it's actually verified. That's great. Now what I could do is just copy this and paste this down here. I think it's not showing up the icon because I don't have an active internet connection. Okay, let me see. I could use this. This is closer. And okay, that's working. So now let's hop over to Font Awesome. I'm gonna open up Font Awesome. You know, you can work with whatever you want. You can work with material icon. It's totally up to you. So I'm gonna open up Font Awesome, and while that's still loading up, we should work with this. So I want to remove this chart from over here. I don't need that chart for now. As you can see, the FAS check is working thing now. The FAS check thing is working now. That's great. So actually, what I want to use is the circle one. Okay, so we use the circle, and let's put this in a span, just like that. And I'm gonna get rid of this input field. I don't think I need it for anything. So just get rid of the input field all at once. This is Font Awesome. Great. Now let's refresh this. So we pass in verified. Now, you know, the best thing that we could even do is just take this span that we have over here and put it at the back. Now I know this is not the best looking profile, but it's just to show you guys that we have something over here. Okay, that's how it's looking. Not really good. You know, we could put it in its own div. So I'm just gonna come over here. I could just put it in its own div, and let's refresh this and see. That's how it's still looking. I'll give this a class, then give this a padding of, let's say, P4. Then that should, you know, give it a little bit of padding over here. Then I could simply give it a border. Okay, now let's see. Okay, that's also looking great, and you could make it rounded if you want it to be a little bit rounded, just like the others. Okay, that was great. Everything looks great now. Now we could also display the image, right? Or let's display the image at the top. So at the top over here, I'm just gonna put a span, and I'm gonna open up an image tag, and this should be user profile over here. image.url. Okay, so now let's refresh this. As you can see, this is the image that we have. Now we should go ahead and style this. As you can see, it's looking really huge right now, and that's not what we want. I'm gonna give this a width of, let's start with 50px to see how it's gonna look. Then I'm also gonna give this a height of 50px. Now let's refresh this. Okay, that's pretty small. What I could do is just give 150px and also 150px, and let's see how it's looking. Okay, that looks more better, but if you take a close look, you're gonna see that the image is looking kind of weird, and that's because we need to give it this property called object fit, and we should say cover. Okay, so we say cover, and yeah, that's it. And let's also give it a border radius. So I can say border radius, and I can say 50%. Okay, 50%. Let's refresh this. Okay, that looks quite good. Now one thing that I'd want to do is go ahead and I want to put this in its own separate div. So I'm just gonna come over here, I'm gonna say div, and I should put this in its own separate div. And also all this verified thing, I'm gonna copy this one also, and I'm gonna put them in their own separate div. Okay, just like this. So this is the parents div. Now I could simply go ahead and give a style, and I want to say display flex over here, and let's refresh. Okay, as you can see, it looks like this. I know this doesn't really make any sense, but let's just leave it like that for now, and we still have a lot of things to work with in this tutorial. When we are done, we could get back to the styling. Okay, we could even give a gap. Let's just say we want to give a gap 10px. Are we still in there? Let's end this off. Align. Okay, this is supposed to be align items, then center, then this is supposed to be gap 10. Okay, as you can see, this is how this is looking. Not bad, I'd say, but it's not the best profile that you could lay your hands on. But for now, this is what we got. Now another thing that we could do is go ahead and see if this is not verified. We don't want to show this icon, so let's go ahead and grab an X icon or something like that. So hopefully I'm still connected to the internet. I don't know, maybe that's why this is not working. So I'm gonna click on that again. Let's see if I'm still connected. Yes, I am, but let's refresh this page. Okay, I'm not. So I could disconnect from this, and let's connect to it again, and I should refresh this page, and that's working now. Okay, so we should just click on this icon over here, and that should open up this font awesome page for us. And I'm just gonna search for X, something like that. Okay, we got this X mark, or we got a simple X. Now we should get back here. How about we say if the user is verified, use that, else we want to use another one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab this, and I'm gonna put it down here in the egg, and I'm gonna say fa-x, just like that. I don't know, is there an X? Okay, I think we could stick with that one. Now let's go ahead and make this guy to be unverified to see if that actually works. So we'll unverify him and refresh this. Okay, that's it. It's showing up well. Now we could change this to unverified or not verified, something like that. I don't know, is unverified the correct English? Now let's give a space over there. So that's pretty much it for this one. Now one thing that I'd want to do is go ahead and automatically create a profile for a user when they sign up. Take notes, in the next video we're going to go ahead and give a user the opportunity to edit their profile. So I could even just go ahead and put in a field to allow them to do that right now. So I could just come over here, and I'm just gonna put this down here, and in this span I could just put in a button. So I could put a button, and I'm just gonna say edit profile, and let's refresh this. So that's it. And this button I could simply give it a class of btn and btn-6x. Okay, great, edit profile. So we're going to be working with this in the next video. So that's pretty much it for this video. In this one, we created a profile, we listed out the profile, and we worked with some simple conditional statements over here and styled the profile a bit. Now in the next one, we're going to go ahead and start working with automatically creating profiles for users using Django signal whenever a user creates a profile. So make sure to drop a like on this video, consider subscribing, as it really means the world to me. And until the next video, I'd love, peace out.